Welcome, Panther Nation. We are so excited to welcome you to the 2021-2022 school year here at Patrick Marsh Middle School. Your principal is Mrs. Zahn. I am your associate principal, Miss Amy Schernicker. Our school counselors are Tiffany Qualheim and Kelsey Alexson. Patrick Marsh Middle School houses grades 6 and 7, and we are the home of the Panthers. Next year, we are inviting 642 middle school students into our building, 317 sixth graders, and 339 seventh graders. All of our students will follow our PBIS student expectations of being respectful, being responsible, and being safe. Our theme for the 2021-2022 school year is Be Strong.
Hello, Patrick Marsh families. We are glad you can join us for this presentation. This is Tiffany Qualheim, one of the counselors here at Patrick Marsh, and I wanted to let you know what you can look forward to in this presentation. First, we'll be talking about some general information about Patrick Marsh as a school. We would like to explain to you some family and school partnership opportunities that we have here. We will talk with you about communication, both what you can expect from us and what we would love to have from you. We'll talk about preparing for middle school, which is going to be somewhat different than elementary, but some of the things are still similar. We will also be talking about adolescent development, which is very important. Your student will go through some pretty big changes over the next few years, and we can help you navigate that. And finally, we'll be talking about their school-issued devices, or SIDS. We'll talk about community schools and future dates for you to remember. Thanks again for joining us.
Hello, my name is Kelsey Alexson. I'm one of the school counselors at Patrick Marsh Middle School. And for this slide, I'm going to go through some general information about the school. First and foremost, we are an AVID school. What it is it's a program designed to help students with high academic potential prepare for entrance to colleges and universities. Students who exhibit a desire and determination, a desire to attend college, have a good attendance record, and a willingness to undertake demanding preparation for college would be great individuals for this program. This program goes from 7th grade all the way up to 12th grade in the Sun Prairie School District. We are so excited that we have it at Patrick Marsh. The next thing on the list is extracurricular activities. And if you go to the website, you can see that there's clubs and activities right there for you to look through. There's so many different clubs, and if you click on the arrow next to the club name, you can then see the description. For grading, there are two parts that students are graded on. One is academic achievement and the other is conduct. For academic achievement, students will receive an academic grade of a 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0 for each academic, exploratory, or elective class. For conduct, in an effort to communicate your child's conduct in school, we use a conduct grade rubric, so either an M, S, or an R, for the following areas: responsibility, work completion, mutual respect, and participation. This may come into effect when your student needs to change for gym. Partnership between home and school. Communication is key. We really do rely heavily on home and school communication. Some ways we may communicate is Blackboard Connect, daily announcements over the PA that are posted on our website. Teachers will send out emails. They will reach out by phone. We have parent-teacher conferences. We send out a monthly newsletter. There's houses will have assignment calendars. You can use Infinite Campus to look at grades. We would just really appreciate you keeping us in the loop, and we'll keep you in the loop as well. You can talk to any of your child's teachers, but your child's homeroom teacher will be the primary contact for scheduling meetings. We will attempt to address issues with your scholar first, and if there are any significant concerns, we will let you know. Don't give up communication with your student, no matter how much they resist. Attend their events, check their devices, have those tough conversations you need to have with them, and ask questions if you have them. Consider joining us for our community nights as well. Lastly, enjoy those middle school years. Academic communication. A lot of houses will use something called a homework calendar. So this does vary by house, and usually it is accessible on the website. And for example, the homework calendar will list assignments that were given that day and keeps data from the previous 6 days. It can also be used in addition or in place of an assignment notebook or planner. Infinite Campus is also an important tool for parents to know and understand. Students will have their own login info for Infinite Campus, and parents can request their own login as well. You can also download an Infinite Campus app and keep track of your child's progress for grades. How middle school is different. First of all, hallway lockers with a combination is a big difference for middle school. Another difference is changing of classes and teachers during the day. Students will have 6 teachers. Another change is changing clothes for physical education, and they also will have a gym locker with a combination lock. They'll carry a Chromebook to each class, and you can also take the Chromebook home. One awesome thing is that there's going to be lots of different types of classes that students can take. There'll be more independence as well as more responsibility for that student.
Middle school can look a little bit different than elementary school, so we will help you prepare for your transition into our building. You will receive your class schedule and locker combination in August in Infinite Campus. We highly recommend that you rewrite your schedule in an easy-to-read format for yourself. We also recommend that you practice finding your way to your classrooms and practice opening up your locker as well as memorizing your locker combination. We also think it's best if you put your school supplies in your locker before the first day of school. Just a quick note, the Patrick Marsh Middle School building will follow all recommendations and guidelines from the school district regarding opening this fall. In addition to helping you prepare for in the building, we also have some suggestions for how you can prepare for middle school while at home. Our first recommendation is that you designate a study space at home upon which students can set a regular schedule to work on homework each and every day, as completing classwork is an important part of being successful at middle school. In addition, sleep is critical. Getting enough sleep is essential for the learning and growing process of our students. We highly recommend that you monitor electronic uses such as iPhones, iPads, Chromebooks, which we also call school-issued devices or SIDS.
Hello, Panther families. It's Tiffany Qualheim again, here to talk to you about adolescent brain development. As you can see on the screen, the graphic that we share gives a pretty good description of all the emotions and all the things that are going to be going on in your student's brain. This time is both fascinating as well as frustrating at times. It can definitely be a roller coaster with all the ups and downs, and yes, it is very normal. Yes, you should have high expectations, and yes, you will have to help your student meet them, even when they don't want you to, or say they don't want you to. And no, they won't stay like this. Your student's brain is growing quite a bit right now, second only to the time frame from when they were 0 to 3 years old, where they were learning how to walk and talk and eat on their own. Research shows that the frontal lobe of the brain does not develop fully until around the age of 25. More recent research shows that for males, this could be as old as 27. The frontal lobe is in charge of planning, reasoning, judgment, impulse control, and memory. Without their frontal lobes being fully developed, this means that the adolescent brain is very reactive, not evaluative. During this brain growth, we find that adolescents, in the absence of a fully functioning frontal lobe, rely on the amygdala for many of the frontal lobe duties. The amygdala is located in the back part of the brain and is our emotional center for all of us. For adolescents, That is the part of the brain that they use the most during this time frame, which leads them to making quick, emotional based decisions and not, quote, thinking things through. Do you recall being an emotional adolescent? Do you recognize this in your student? If you don't yet, you will. And again, as we stated earlier, that is very normal. That's also what they are going to need help with. And our next slide is going to explain some of that to you. These are the four most frequently brought up topics by students. The first one, I will forget lots of things, including directions that are given right after they are given. It will frustrate all of us. So if you ask your student to go get something from another room and they turn around a few seconds later and ask you what you asked them to get, they really don't remember. And that's part of their brain growth. It's a lot of work to keep that brain growing and on the right track. The second thing is, I am going to be on a roller coaster of emotions. Happy 1 minute, sad the next, then silly. It's normal. And much of the time, they won't understand it and they will get frustrated by it as well. And so just talking it through might be helpful. The third thing is organizing and planning are really difficult. As we mentioned earlier with the frontal lobe not being developed, these things can be a challenge. And they will need help with this even when they act like they don't want you to help. What you say to, think about, and do to me matters. I am taking it in even when it seems like I am not. So when they're acting like they're not listening, they really are. So what can you do to help? The first thing is be patient, and that might take a lot sometimes, but it's really important. Second, help your student find an organizational plan that works for them. It may change several times as their brain grows. They might use folders 1 minute and binders the next. That's okay. They can keep trying different systems until they find one that works. 3, listen. It's really important sometimes just to listen. 4, be your student's frontal lobe. What is obvious to you is not obvious to them. 5, they are trying not to be forgetful. It truly is a result of their brain growth. And 6, ask questions or seek help from the Patrick Marsh Student Services staff. We are here to help. We love to help, and we are open to helping at any time. Just give us a call, an email, or when we can, stop on in.
Hi, my name is Brian McKenzie, and I am the Community School Site Coordinator over at Patrick Marsh. What is a community school? Wisconsin Coalition for Community Schools defines it as a neighborhood hub that brings together families, educators, and community partners in order to provide students, families, and community members with quality academic enrichment, health, and social resources to succeed in school and in life. Equity and social justice are at the core of Wisconsin's community schools. Our vision is to be the most family-driven community resource that focuses on developing the whole person through collaboration and strong partnerships. Our mission is to inspire people to act and to create equity and a sense of pride for all members of the community. Our goals is to decrease the academic achievement gap for students of color and low-income youth. Also, to decrease absenteeism while increasing rates of change. And to increase our family's sense of connectedness to our school and community. What we focus here at Patrick Marsh is to assess community programming, health care, and mental health concerns to create priorities for action. We also focus on community-wide multi-level programming for the entire family, while also building quality partnerships with business and service providers in the community. And how you can help is by joining our site leadership team, volunteering, and just getting engaged overall.
This is Amy Schoeniker back again. We appreciate the information that we've received regarding the development of adolescents in general, communication, and also some information regarding community schools. I want to touch, if I may, for just a moment about some specific expectations that we have here at Patrick Marsh that will help set students up for success. The first one I'd like to talk about today is the school-issued device, or what we will refer to here as the SID. While you may more frequently hear this device referred to as a Chromebook, we work very hard here at Patrick Marsh to continually refer to it as the SID, or the school-issued device, to help remind students regularly that this device is specific for learning and gathering information, not for extracurricular activities such as gaming and or social media. We are asking that students carry their SIDs appropriately from class to class, stored in the case attached to the strap. You may take your SID home at night. We do ask that you charge it every night so that it is ready to go the very next day. We are also very fortunate here at Patrick Marsh and at the Sun Prairie Area School District that parents can regularly refer to student use on their SID via the Securely app. Another area of note that we would like to point out here for your introduction to Patrick Marsh Middle School is our policies regarding our personal electronic devices, particularly cell phones and gaming devices. We ask that all of these items are powered off and stored into lockers between 7:40 and 2:48 during the school day. If teachers allow, you can use your personal electronic device in their classroom, including their cell phones. However, they must then be returned to the locker upon completion of their use. We do have a policy regarding cell phones here at Patrick Marsh that will be followed closely, as all of our efforts to reduce the amount of time on the phone are in an effort to help us as scholars focus on the learning at hand. Please note that we will always allow students to make contact to parents and guardians, and that every single room here in the building has a phone.
Hi, Miss Alexson again. Along with our great administrative team, we also have a wonderful student services team. Right now, we have the two counselors, Miss Tiffany Qualheim, as well as Miss Kelsey Alexson, myself. And we are expecting to hire a new school social worker as well as a new school psych.
We thank you so much for your time in watching this presentation. Additional information about your transition to middle school is to follow. Registration for the 2021-2022 school year is hyperlinked on this slide. Registration will be online for the majority of your needs. We will have on-site registration on August 11th at the Marsh. More information will be sent out closer to that time. Picture and Chromebook distribution will also happen August 11th. You can verify your music elective choices by contacting Ms. Cutts at 608-834-7604 or emailing her at cjcutts@sunprairieschools.org. In addition, we have New Beginnings Summer School on August 10th, and we have our open house on August 18th.